Hey guys, good evening. Guys, if you're able to see my screen, just type S in the chat box so that we can get started with today's session. Yeah, thanks for the confirmation. So where were we? We almost completed software testing in the last session itself, but there are a lot of, additional topics that I wanted to cover. Okay. So I want to, cover more details about software testing, though you understood like what exactly is software testing and all. But ultimately, I wanted to cover some other details regarding the software testing. So that's the reason we are having more sessions on software testing. So let's go to the location of the notes and from there we'll just resume our sessions. So today we'll be having the session for just for 1 hour. Okay. Tomorrow also similarly 1 hour and day after tomorrow also 1 hour. Okay. Wednesday, Thursday, Friday, 3 hours of sessions we are going to have. Okay. Fine. So going ahead, I'm going to speed up the sessions a bit. Okay. I may be taking more sessions, maybe apart from the weekends, I may also plan for weekdays. Okay. So few of the weekdays I may plan. So be ready for that updates and all. Depending on the requirement, I'll just speed up the sessions maybe. Okay. So be ready for that. Okay. So where are we? Here. Test planning. I'll open these notes. This is a test plan document I was referring to. Let me download this and open the document. Let me download the document first of all, and we'll continue using the document. Yeah, here we are. Okay, let me open the document. So this is the document we were referring to. The important sections of this document were already completed, guys. So all the sections like, overview, scope, inclusions, test environments, exclusions, test strategy, problem tracking and tracking and test tracking procedures were completed. Roles and responsibilities were completed. Test schedule was completed, test deliverables were completed, pricing was completed, and we were there at the entry and exit criteria. I'm pressing the control key and clicking on this entry and exit criteria. I'm taken to that section now directly. Okay. So entry and exit criteria. The below are the entry and exit criteria for every phase of software testing lifecycle. Okay, so here we will see the entry and exit criteria of different phases of software testing lifecycle. You already know the different phases of software testing lifecycle. What is the first phase of STLC? Everyone type in the chat box what is the first phase of STLC. I want everyone to type in the chat box the first phase of STLC. That is nothing but requirement analysis. Requirement analysis and gathering, you can say. Okay, requirement analysis and gathering, you can say. Okay, requirements analysis. Requirement analysis is the first phase of STLC, requirement analysis. I want everyone to type this. Yes, requirement collection or requirement and understanding the requirements, whatever you can say. Generally, we say this phase as requirement analysis. Okay. Generally, we call this phase as a first phase of STLC. This is not SDLC. This is software testing lifecycle, not software development lifecycle. This is software testing lifecycle. The first phase is requirement analysis. Okay. To start the requirement analysis, what is the entry criteria? For example, what is an entry criteria and what is an entry criteria? What is an entry and exit criteria for anything? For example, uh, if you want to join a engineering college, okay? If you want to do graduation or something, okay? You want to graduate, you want to enter into a college, then what is the entry criteria? Should clear, 10th grade, like that, okay? Then you will be allowed to the inter. If you I don't know like what education systems and all, there are different people from different places here. So let's take an example of India graduation, India education, you know yes, Indian education First to 10th will be there, and then inter will be there, and then like this I'll just write. Okay. If you're a student from India, right, primary education will be there, where grade 1 to 5 will be there. Okay. So this is a primary education. Then middle school, 6 to 8. Then secondary education, 9 to 10. So in order for you to enter this higher secondary, that is intermediate education in India, right, you have to complete this school education. After schooling only, you'll go to the college. Intermediate college you will go. So if you want to do an undergraduation program, okay, higher education after 12, if you want to do, okay, you have to complete this, schooling, and you also have to complete the intermediate education. Then you can go for the higher education. Okay. Then you can actually go for the higher education like BTech and all those stuff. Okay. After undergraduation is completed, courses are completed, then post-graduation. After post-graduation is completed, you will go to the PhD. Okay. If you complete, for example, BBA here, if you complete BBA here, you'll do MBA here. Okay. After MBA, you'll go for PhD like that. Okay. So these are process, right? The entry criteria for this higher secondary or intermediate education, your school education should be completed. The exit criteria for this particular phase is you have to pass this higher secondary education with qualifying marks. Once you are pass only, then you can move to the next stage. That is exit criteria. Okay. To enter this intermediate level, this should clear. This should be clear. That is entry criteria. Okay. To complete this higher education, okay, you have to pass this to move to the next phase. That is the entry criteria of this phase. So every phase of STLC has an entry criteria and exit criteria. So what is the entry criteria to start this requirement analysis phase of STLC? If you want to go into the first phase of STLC, who will be doing this software testing lifecycle? Software testers. Okay. Software testing lifecycle is not for developers, guys, only for software testers. And for the software testers to start this requirement analysis phase, what is the entry criteria to get started? Without this, they cannot start the requirement analysis phase. Entry criteria is once the testing team receives the requirement documents or details about the project. Okay. Once the testing team receives the requirement documents or some details of the project, without which you cannot understand the requirements. In till now, I have only covered the project, software testing project, where the application URL was given to you. Okay. The client has given you this application URL to you till now. This is a case study one of the project. Okay. Project type one, you can say. Okay. In one of the project type, the client has directly given you the application URL and asked you to start testing. So that was one phase. But not always you'll get the application URL, right? What if the application is not developed yet? The testing team is assigned, but the application is not developed yet. In my experience, guys, I have worked on several projects where one of the project was, most of the projects were in the beginning of my career. Most of the projects were the client used to give the application URL and then he used to perform testing by doing planning and all those stuff. Okay. Requirements were not given. Directly, the client used to give the application URL and used to give a small demo of the application, have given us some screenshots and, some explanation of the application, some documents of the application, random documentation of the application. We used to understand them and clear the doubts with the client, and we used to perform the testing. Okay. That is one type of project that I have worked on. Other type of projects I have worked on is end-to-end projects, guys, where the application is not, this kind of application is not developed yet. Okay. Before the application is actually developed, okay, before the build of this application is given to the testers were actually assigned to the team. From the beginning of the project itself, the testers was assigned to the team, where we used to have a call with the client in the beginning. The client explaining, this is what the application type we want and all in imaginary world. And one fine day, the client used to send a BRS document, okay, business requirement specifications document. And we used to go through the theoretical BRS document where this visual UI, appealing UI of the application was not there. That is end-to-end project type, okay. Not all projects will start with this UI part of the application. In some cases, some clients, okay, the client has just now thought of, starting the project and they have not developed any application. In the beginning of the project itself, you got assigned to the project and the client has given you some theoretical documentations and kind of documents like BRS document, etc., or some screenshots or something. Something was given to you in the beginning of the project. Okay. The application is not developed yet by the developers. In our project type one, the application was developed by the developers and the the client has given this application page URL for us, okay, for us to start testing. It's client specific. It depends on the, current state of the client, Vinod. Yeah. It doesn't depend on any domain or something. It's client, the current state of the client. At what time the client has come for our testing services, it depends on. Okay. Got it, Vinod? Clear? In the beginning of the project, if the client has come to you, at that time, this kind of application will be available. If the developers have not developed this, will the application will be available with the client? Tell me. Can type in the chat box, guys. In the beginning of the project itself, the software testing team was assigned to the project. When no developers have developed any part of the application, this kind of URL and application will exist? No. Still, the testers was assigned to the project and testers have to start the testing on. How that is possible? How that is possible, guys? Okay, the application is not there still. How the software testers have to perform testing? In place of this application, URL and the UI part of the application or whatever it is, the client will give you a document. Generally, the document is called as BRS. BRS document, guys. Okay. You see, API is not there, UI is also not there, Anusha. Okay. At that point of the time, let's say in one of the project where the developers, it's completely in the beginning of the project. APIs were not there, no development is being done. Without development of the application is being done, how can we get the UI and the APIs of the application, Anusha? Right? It's not possible. Got it, Anusha? Clear? Anusha, you're clear? API also won't be there because no development has been done, right? If there is no development, how can the APIs exist? APIs will only come if the code is developed, and for that code, as an interface, application interface, they will give the APIs. Okay. You see, yeah, anyhow, the APIs will come before UI, that's okay, but the code itself is not developed for the application, so there won't be any application, no UI, no API, nothing. The project is at the, discussion stage. What application I want, that is in discussion stage. In such kind of discussion, guys, in such kind of phase of the discussion, where, the project is completely in the beginning stage. If the testing team is assigned to the project, the testing team will not receive any APIs or UI application like this with URL and all. In that case, the testing team will receive a document known as BRS document. What is the document type, guys? BRS, Business Requirements Specification. What is the type of the document? I'll tell you. Here I'll type BRS. It's called as BRS document. Business Requirements Specifications. Okay, BRS. This kind of document will be given to you, the testing team. Whatever the client has at that point of time when the testing team joins. So project to project, it may differ, guys. Sometimes in a project, we'll be joined at the beginning of the project itself. Sometimes in some projects, we'll be joined in the middle of the project. Sometimes we'll be joined, yeah, when the application development is completed, the URL can be given or exe file can be given or APK file. It depends on, situation. You see, as software testers, we cannot imagine ourselves at what point of time we'll be introduced into the project, right? At any point of the project, we may get introduced. What if we got in second case study that I'm taking right now? Assume that you were introduced into the project. You have been assigned to the project as a software tester or software testing team in the beginning stage of the project. Okay, beginning phase of the project only. Beginning phase of the project only, where the application is not developed yet. Completely blank thing was there. So you will be first receiving something from the client known as BRS document. That is nothing but business requirement specifications. Okay. Business requirement specifications. I'm going to show you one sample of the BRS document, guys. I'm going to show you the sample of the BRS document. Okay. So I need to find out that where exactly it is. Test case smoke. Okay. Okay. Wait a minute. Okay. Let me check a few things. Where if I have any BRS link kind of thing, I'll share you that. Otherwise, I will find it other place. Let me explore the notes and see where exactly I have kept it. test plan document this is, but I am talking about BRS document. I don't know where exactly it is, but let me find it out. Somewhere it will be there, guys. Okay, scenarios. These are different type of documents that we come across in software testing. I'm sharing. Just give me a second. Let's keep going on until we find some. This is test cases and all. Okay, UI testing, test case prioritization. Let's see where exactly. I don't remember exactly where exactly the document was, but I'm trying to find it out. Hmm. Yeah, let's see. It's not also the same. Okay, I'm not finding, guys. Okay, where exactly it was? I don't remember. Okay, that's okay, guys. Let me find it out. Let me find it out. I don't know whether I have this or not. Just give me a second. Try to log in and find it out the BRS document for you. Just give me a second. Want to share the BRS document with you, but I am not able to find it out. Okay, I got the password, also lost the password. That's okay. Okay, I'll try to do one thing. I'll just try to find that BRS document online. It will be there in one of the notes, guys, but I don't exactly remember where exactly it is. I'm not able to find it as per now, but I'll try to give the URL from the web. Okay, sample BRS document. I think this is the one. Let's see. No, this is not the one I wanted to give. Just give me a second. Or I'll do one thing. This document actually is becoming very difficult for me to find the document. I'll try to find it. BRS, right? BRS. Right. I have sent it to any of the members earlier. I'll be able to find. Just give me a second. Three. Let me open all the notes. 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12, 13, 14, 15, 16, 17, 18, 19, 20, 21, 22, 23, 24, 25, 26, 27, 28, 28, 29, 30, 31. Okay, 31 got repeated. 32, 33, the final one, 34. Okay, now all the nodes were open. Let's find it out. Okay, this is SQL. That's okay. And what about this one? Okay, all SQL actually. Sorry, I opened the wrong ones. Okay. See, single document is there. I'm not able to find. You see how difficult it is for me. I want to show you the BRS document, but unable to find it out. I didn't store it anywhere. It's in one of the notes. I don't know in which number it is available. Okay. Let me open again. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12, 13, 14, 15, 16, 17, 18, 19, 20, 21, 22, 23, 24, 25, 26, 27, 28, 29, 30, 31, 32, 33, 34, 35, 36, 37 finally. Okay, here it is not there. I'll close one by one. Second one not there. Third one not there. Okay, this is domain knowledge. We completed all the sessions, guys, if you remember. These are the basic testing types we covered in the previous session. Career planning, I didn't cover that for you. Maybe additional topic. How a project begins. Okay. E-commerce domain knowledge. Done. 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 This is a test plane. Completed. Scenarios. Test cases. Test cases. Test case for login functionality, logout functionality, forgot password functionality, complete test cases and scenarios. UI testing checklist, which I'm going to cover later. Still there in the pending list. Then test case prioritization, that's okay. Smoke testing and all I covered. I don't have to cover next. Okay, not there. Bug tracking tool I covered. How to take screenshots I already covered. Email templates I'll cover later. Bug lifecycle I'll cover later. Execution results I already covered. List of defects I'll cover again. Few things are pending, few things I covered. But I'm not able to find the BRS document. There's a problem. Let me give a proper try and later we'll think of something. Quality report, that's okay. It's agile and all. It will not be there here. Okay. Where exactly is a BRS then? Okay. Hey, folks. Let me try other ways. BRS. BRS document sample. Maybe here we can try. See if this is the one. No, this is not also the one. Hmm, okay, try other ones. Not able to find proper ones. Under mind map folder in the sense, there's one mind map mentioned under the BRS. I didn't get that, Dhananjay. Did you see it anywhere while I'm scrolling? Dhananjay, like, did you find anything? How can I lose it actually? Okay. Hmm, the test plan document scenarios. Nowhere I can see the BRS document, guys, somehow. In the online also, I'm not able to find it. Some sample I have, guys, but I don't know where exactly it's lost now. BRS. We'll do one thing. Here only it should be found, guys, but I lost the access to be this Evernote somehow. I forgot the password and all. Let's see whether it takes time or also not a problem. I'll try to access it again. Recovery email sent. Let's try to reset the password because there is no other way for me. I have to depend on this way. Yes, Dhananjay, you have something to say?
Yes, am I audible, sir?
Yes, you are audible.
Hello.
Yes.
Uh, under mind map folders, na, there is a one mind map mentioning understanding BRS.
Okay, okay. You mean to
Maybe
say in the
that
Google
one.
Drive? In the Google Drive?
Yes, 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 on Google Drive.
Oh, let me see. Here also, I'm trying to log into my Evernote account. Just give me a second. Meanwhile, I'll also check the Google Drive document, Google Drive folders, see if any BRS document is there anywhere. Uh, okay, in mind maps, you have seen that. Domains, understanding BRS. Okay, this is a different one. This is a different one. This is a mind map file, doc sharing. Maybe here we can find maybe. Okay, it's not there. The original VRS document I was looking for, but I'm not able to find. Okay, fine. See the here only I need to find maybe. There's no other way. I came here, so let me find it out. Finally, I'm into the Evernote thing. Just search for BRS here. Somehow I should be able to find. Software testing life cycle. It is there. Yeah. Don't know why this link is missing. Is this link was not there? Okay, it's 87th session. That's why it's not there. That's okay. Here is a BRS document, guys, sample. Okay, it took time. That's okay. But ultimately, we were able to find it. Continue, I'll say. Yeah, this is the one, guys. Okay, this is the URL. I cannot download this. That's the problem. Cannot download this. You have to access over the link only. Yeah, what is the best way? Next time also, it's going to be a problem for me, right? So I need to find. Okay, fine. I'll copy this and go to the Google Drive and store it somewhere so that you guys can access it. The basics for basics, you know, I'll create something like, new folder. Okay, documents. I'll just, new. Okay, PRS document sample. Okay, I'll just save this. Okay, this is the link, guys. You need to access. I'll also give that access for you. You can also get it from the Google Drive, but from here also I'll access. I'll provide this link in the, how difficult it was to find that link, right? So yeah, I'll open that. You see, once I open this link, hope everyone is able to access the link, right? I also paste. I'm also pasting that in the Zoom chat link. Just go there and open that link in your machines, guys. So I'm giving an assignment here. Okay, I'm giving an assignment one for this week is go through this BRS document and gather the requirements, and understand and gather the requirements. Okay, gather the requirements. You need to understand the requirements and you need to gather the requirements from this document. You see, what if you got assigned to a project in the beginning of the project? You have been assigned to a project in the beginning of the project. Okay, if you got assigned to the project in the beginning of the project, if the application is not developed, then the client may give you this kind of document known as BRS document. Okay, so try to go through this, guys. I'll not explain this for you. I want you guys to go through this document, but at a high level, I'll just scroll down and see how BRS document will look like. All this theoretical information will be there. You see, some diagrams, some theoretical information. Nowhere the application will be there. Okay, some information about what exactly the application is going to become. Okay, even the developers have not started developing the application. Developers also will go through the same BRS document to understand the application. Okay, using this BRS document only, developers will understand the application and will try to develop the application. Okay, even software testers have to go through this to understand the testable requirements. Okay, so in this document, both development wise requirements will be there. For example, this diagram is for developers, it's not for software testers. This is also for developers, not for soft. Not everything is for testers, not everything is for developers. It's a mix of the things. BRS document will contain the requirements In this requirements will be documented in such a way that it will be useful for the entire team who is going to work on the project. It can be developers, it can be testers. So not the entire document is created for testers to understand it. Okay, for developers to understand also same document, for testers also to understand the same document. So we should ignore whatever it is for a development side. We should be worried about understanding what requirements are there, what is the application is all about. Like that, we are going to go through the documentation, read this documentation, guys, and understand who is up. You see, as per the assignment, you need to find out client and the application. Okay, client and the application. You need to find out who is the client. After going through the sample BRS document, you need to understand the client name and also the application that we have to use for testing purpose. Okay, what is the exact project you got? Okay, project. What is the client? Who is the client and what is the project? Okay, for testing purpose, and try to understand the requirements also. Okay, you need to try to understand the requirements by going through this BRS document. I'm not going because you see, this cannot be explained by me. Okay, this cannot be explained by me. You need to go through the BRS document, and if you get any doubts, I'll only tell you the process. Okay, you have to go through the BRS document, understand the BRS document, and you need to, if you have not understood something, what do you have to do, guys? From the BRS document, if you have not understood something about the project, what do you have to do? You have to no, not ChatGPT. That's not correct. Yeah. If you don't understand anything in this BRS document, what we have to do? Yes, we need to clear our doubts with the client. We need to clear our doubts with the client and get understanding of that. Okay. As an output of this document, what we have to create to start the to start this phase of STLC, requirement analysis phase. Once the testing team receives the requirements, documents, or details about the project you see, sometimes in some projects we'll directly get the application URL if the application is already developed by the developers. In some cases, you'll get the BRS document. Depends on the type of the project you are going to work on, in which time frame you have joined the project. Okay, in which time phase of project you have joined the project. So if you have joined in the complete beginning of the project, the client will give you this requirements document known as BRS document, which will actually look something like this. Okay, the document will look theoretical like this, and you see, what happens in real time is, what happens in real time is we have to go through this document until we understand. Okay, and this in the one first go itself will not understand what is this application all about. Okay, I want you guys to go through this document as an assignment and try to understand what the application is all about. Okay, and also, once you understand this application using this document, right, after going through this document multiple times, and where you have to ignore the development type of requirements and you have to focus on the testable requirements. Okay, so all the stuff, for example, here testable requirement will be one example I'll give you. Okay, one example of the testable requirement will be, you see, user profile is a testable requirement here. Okay, describe the needed information that a display and allow user to update their data online: full name, address, telephone office, mobile number, email profile. Okay, so in this application, the user profile section will be there, where should be able to add this profile, edit this profile, update this profile. Now, by understanding this functionality, this is a testable requirement only. Okay, so we can create the test cases, right? We can derive the test cases using this documentation. That is called as testable requirement. Okay. And what if there is something like, this diagram? Is it for testers? Guys, is this for testers? Email, SAP, RDB, PTFL. Is it for software tester, service partner? Okay. PWS. Some lot of diagrams are there. Is it for software testers? Tell me, is it for software testers? This diagram? Is it for software testers? No, it's not for software testers. It's for developers, right? So we have to ignore this. And what about this one? Is it for software testers? Is it for software testers? Summary of operational functionalities for current system, mobile, internet. Is it for software testers or developers? Yes, this is for software testers. We can understand the application using this, right? Now you can clearly state what is for software testers, what is not for software testers, and all the stuff. Okay. This is also for software testers. Okay. This is also for software testers. Like that, you have to go through the documentation and understand whatever that is needed for software testers to understand. Okay, someone is asking me what is the difference between BRS and SRS. So what is the difference? Tell me. In the beginning of the project, the client will give you BRS or SRS. In the beginning of the project, the client will give you BRS or SRS. Tell me guys. The client will give you BRS. Then how come the SRS will come? When in which phase of SDLC the SRS will come? Anyone know? When the SRS will be created? Who will be creating that? Will the client will be creating SRS? Who is the one? Who will be creating BRS? Tell me. Who will be creating BRS basically? Who will be creating BRS? BA will create BRS. Business requirements specification will be created by BRS. What happens in real time is the client will get an idea. The client will recruit the product owner or business kind of people or business analyst, and all these three people will be discussing together, and BA will be preparing a document. This document name is called as BRS document. The client got the idea. The client is a person or the company who has a budget and all. Okay, will create the has got the idea. This idea need to be implemented. So ideation is being done, like what requirements are being gathered by the client. Requirements are being gathered by the client with help of some team, and BA person will be there, business analyst role will be there. They all will be sitting to client, business team and business analyst will be sitting together, and finally during the conversation BA will prepare a BRS document. Okay, the BA will create a BRS document. Once the BA will create a once the BA will create a BRS document, what happens? This BRS document will be sent to our company. Okay, so if this particular these are the requirements. Using these requirements, developers and testers have to developers need to develop the application, testers need to test the application. Okay, and the document that we got is BRS document. Developers, after going through the BRS document, what they will create in one of the phase of SDLC, developers will create some document known as SRS. Got it? Who will be creating SRS? Who will be creating BRS? BRS will be created by BA. SRS will be created by who? Dev. Now type guys. BRS hyphen BA, SRS hyphen Dev. BRS, type in the chat box. BRS hyphen, who will be creating BRS document? BA will be creating in the beginning of the project. Then once the BRS document is given to the development team, developer team will be going through the BRS document, understanding the BRS document, and they will ideate, what tools will be required, what skill set is required, what architecture is required, and finally, development team, mainly the person known as architect kind of person will be there, and along with the development team will be there. All these people will be sitting together and creating a document known as SRS document. Who will be preparing this SRS document? Dev team. Write in the chat box. SRS developer. Okay. Developers will be creating during the software development life cycle. Okay. SRS will be created by dev team. BRS will be created by BA team. SRS will be created by the dev team. Okay. You can also type in the chat GPT here. Okay. Someone is saying CRS also. Let's type that. CRS versus SRS, BRS versus SRS, right? SRS. Customer requirement specification. Customer, the client will be creating this. Okay, business requirement. Business analyst generally will be creating this. Okay, formal business requirement. Initial requirement specification. Maybe only the client was editing and writing whatever he wants is a CRS document. After that, the team will be created and the team will be creating the BRS document. Generally, in real time, we will not worry about CRS, guys. Okay, in most of the real time, only BRS and SRS will be generally discussed. Okay, very rare cases CRS will be discussed. Okay, maybe knowledge wise is okay, but ultimately will be prone to going through this word slowness, BRS and SRS. SRS stands for software requirement specification. To implement these requirements, using these requirements to create or develop the application, what type of software requirements, technical requirements are required? Okay. Okay. So what is needed for developing the application? What is needed for developing the application? Okay. So technical requirements and all, that are required for developing the application. So will be written in the SRS. Okay. So a lot of things are there, guys. You can do R&D on that. Okay. So fine. Clear now? So tester may receive all these kind of documents, guys, but ultimately what the tester need to do? Once the testing team receives the requirements in the form of BRS, SRS, or OCRS, whatever it may be, this is entry criteria for the software testing team. What is exit criteria then? Once you receive this document or the application URL for testing the application, okay, you will start the requirement analysis phase. And to complete the requirement analysis phase, I don't have anything, Satyanarayana. If you have anything, you can share with me. Okay, I don't have any samples of SRS. You can use ChatGPT to find it out still. Okay, type in ChatGPT. I want a sample SRS. It will give it to you. Okay. Can you do it? Yes. Okay. Everything. You see, let's not dig deep. It will it will be delayed. A lot of doubts will be there and understand, but ultimately whatever is really needed and in testing point of time, I'm covering. Okay. In most of the case in testing time of time, we'll be worried about BRS document only. Okay. So any other thing, if you want samples of CRS, BRS, SRS, type in the chat GPT, you'll get it. You see, it's simple prompt you have to type. Okay. Can you, can you give me sample SRS document? Okay. You'll get it. There's very nowadays it's on the fingertips, right? I don't have to share everything, okay? So you'll understand. For online bookstore system, what is a BRS document they're giving to us, okay? It will be like this. You see here how exactly it's coming, what database you're for implementing purpose, for developing the application, which database is required, which classes to be created, architecture is required, all these things, okay? It changes from, company to company, team to team, project to project, and all those stuff, okay? This is how some sample SRS may look like. Okay, you can go to the chat GPT, guys. Let's not waste our time there. Okay, let's now worry about only as part of requirement analysis. Assume that for a while you got a BRS document from the BA person, and you went through the BRS document. And after you went through the BRS document, when can you finish up the requirement analysis phase? That is exit criteria. What is exit criteria? List of requirements are explored and understood by the requirements are explored and understood by the testing team, and doubts are cleared. Okay, and doubts are cleared. You should derive the testable requirements. Okay, you should derive the here you are writing. You see, in order to start the test planning phase, this is same actually. Okay, here you can write testable requirements. Requirements are derived into a document. Okay, either Word document or Excel document. You will go through the BRS document. You'll clear your doubts, and testable requirements are derived into a document. Okay, it can be a Word document or Excel document. Sometimes it can be an automated software also, into which you can derive the testable requirements. Okay, we have some test management tools, right, like ALM and all those stuff. Okay, so you said software testing manual is very detailed one. Okay, the more you dig, the more you depth you will go. Okay, that's fine. Okay, so doubts are clear, testable requirements are derived into a document. Okay. So I'll give you one assignment, derive the derive the testable requirements using the above, okay, above BRS document. Testable requirements, some example will be like this. Okay. Verify login functionality. Okay. Otherwise, login functionality. Okay. Login functionality is one testable requirement. Logout functionality is one testable requirement. Add to cart is another testable requirement. Like that, okay? Example. So you have to go through the BRS document. After going through the BRS document, you have to understand the application. After you understand the application, I mean, what application to be developed and tested. Once you understand that, then you have to derive what I can test from the document. Okay. Testable requirements are nothing but what I can test in the application. Okay. From the understanding, what I can test in the application. Somewhere you have seen user profile. User profile is one requirement. Okay. Testable requirement. Okay. User profile is a testable requirement. Like that, you have to derive the testable requirement. So that is the assignment, guys. Okay. Okay, so I'll just edit this and say assignment 2 for this week. Fine. Okay. Then what is the next phase of STLC, guys? What is the next phase of STLC? Once you go through the requirements, understand the requirements, once you clear your doubts, Okay, once you derive the testable requirements into a Word document or Excel document and all, what is the next phase of STLC? What is the next phase of STLC, guys? What is the next phase of STLC here? Test planning phase. The next phase of STLC is test planning phase. Test planning phase is the next phase of STLC. Everyone type in the chat box. So what is the entry criteria of the test planning phase? Whatever the exit criteria is there for the requirement analysis phase, the same exit criteria is nothing but the entry criteria for the test planning phase. Okay. The exit criteria of the previous phase is the entry criteria of the current phase. The exit criteria of the previous phase of STLC is the entry criteria for the current phase of STLC. That is a test planning phase, and exit criteria of the requirement analysis is the entry criteria of the test planning phase. So in test planning phase, entry criteria is the testing team should derive the testable requirements from the given requirement document or project details, and you have cleared your doubts, and you have to send this document. Okay, testable requirements document is sent to the client for review and got approved. Okay, and got approved by the client. The document is sent to the client for review and even got approved. Then only you can start the test planning phase. Okay, you went through the BRS document to understand the application, you clear your doubts, and you have derived, you have extracted the testable requirements from the BRS document, and you have documented into a particular document like Word, Excel file, or some test management tools. It may be anything. After that is done, then only once this document is testable requirements document is reviewed by the client and has been approved by the client, then the testing team will start the test planning phase. As part of the test planning phase, what the testing team will do? As part of the test planning phase, what the testing team will do? Tell me, guys. As part of the test planning phase, what the testing team will do? What they will do in the test planning phase? Tell me. They'll create one document. What is the document called as? Testing team will create a document, especially the test lead will create a document. What is the document called as? Tell me, guys. As part of the test planning phase, the testing team will create a document. Yes, test plan document. Who will prepare this test plan document? Who will take the ownership of creating this test plan document? Tell me, guys. Test lead, right? 100% right. Okay. Test lead will work on, okay, creating the test plan document. Whatever the document that you are currently seeing is nothing but the test plan document, guys. We already have gone through all these phases of the test plan document. We understood the scope, in scope, test environments, exclusion, strategy. Okay, I covered everything, right? All this documentation will be done by the test lead. And in the test planning phase, test plan document will be created. And to come out of this test planning phase, okay, to exit this test planning phase, what is the exit criteria? The test plan document, which is created by the test lead, which includes test strategy, need to be reviewed and signed off by the client. Okay, the client need to review the test plan document created by the test lead and the team, and has to sign it off, means has to approve it. Okay, once the test plan that you have created, once the plan is approved by the client, then you will move to the next phase of STLC, known as, what is the next phase of STLC? What is the next phase of STLC? What is the next phase of STLC, guys? After test planning phase, what is the next phase we have? Test designing phase. Okay. In the test designing phase, the entry criteria of the test designing phase is the exit criteria of the previous phase. That is, test plan document which is reviewed and approved by the client should be there. That is the entry criteria. As part of the test designing phase, you will be first creating which type of document? As part of the test designing phase, which type of document will be created first by the testers? I have highlighted here. Test scenarios will be created. Everyone remember the test scenarios, right? I have already shared the document with you. Everyone remember the test scenarios document, right? I have already shared the document with you. Test scenarios document and test cases documents are test scenarios and test cases documents are signed off by the client. Okay. Test scenarios and test cases documents are signed off by the client. Okay. Test scenarios and test cases documents are signed off by the client. Okay. Test scenarios and test cases documents are signed off by the client. Got it? Entry criteria is test plan document is signed off by the client. Exit criteria is test scenarios and test cases documents are signed off by the client. Okay. So here in the test designing phase, during the test designing phase, test scenarios will be created by the testing team and will get reviewed and approved by the client. After the test scenarios are created by the testing team and sent to the client for approval and got reviewed and approved by the client, Then the testing team will start creating the test cases document for each and every scenario. Okay, for each and every high level test case, that is test scenario. Low level test cases will be created in the test cases document. For login functionality, test scenario, verify login with valid credentials, verify login with invalid credentials, verify login with valid email and invalid password, invalid email and valid password. Like that, all the test cases will be created and documented in test case document, and will be on a daily basis will be sent to the client for review. One by one functionality will be sent to the client by review, and at one phase, one time will come where all the test cases written into the document will be completed and will be reviewed and approved by the client. So the exit criteria of the test designing phases, scenarios and test cases documents are reviewed and signed off by the client. Okay. During the test designing phase, testing team will create the scenarios and test cases, and later they will send this document to the client for review and their approval. Once the client signs it off, that means approves the document, then we'll go to the next phase of STLC. That is, the next phase is nothing but what, guys? We'll go to the next phase of STLC. What is the next phase of STLC we have? Test execution phase. Srinivasa, estimations is a very big topic, Srinivasa. B. Okay. Mostly in the planning phase, estimations will be done. In the planning phase, only estimations will be done. You can see the schedule and all those stuff, right? For now, depending on the project type, okay, estimations will be done in different phases, okay? So estimations is a very big subject, okay? So that we have to drag it later. Fine. So, fine. Then test execution, test planning phase, test designing phase, test execution phase. So next phase of STLC, let's not make it complex for now, okay? A lot of doubts will be there, you can use ChatGPT and find it out, guys, okay? Let's not worry about that, okay? If you have got some, in which phase of STLC estimations will be done by testing team. Let's see what it will answer, okay? You see, I told you, right? In test planning phase only, estimations will be done. That's correct. Different type of estimations will be there and all, very, very big subject and very big subject, okay? RTM is a different topic, Satyan, yeah, Mohanty. Mohanty, RTM is a different topic. I'll tell you what exactly RTM is and all, okay? So here, in which phase of STLC, RTM will be created? Requirement traceability matrix. What is RTM means? What is meaning of RTM? What is the full form of RTM? RTM stands for what? Requirements traceability matrix. RTM is nothing but requirement traceability matrix. Okay. You can type here sample RTM. Okay. Requirement for mapping requirements, testable requirements with test cases. Something like this. RTM will be something like this, guys. Requirement ID will be there, and the associated test cases will be there. Okay. Got it? This is a sample RTM. Okay. You can put this into an Excel file or whatever the one you want. Okay. This is requirement traceability matrix where RTM will requirement ID will be there. In the beginning phase of STLC, by going through the requirement analysis, you have derived the testable requirements, right? For each and every testable requirement, you will create a requirement ID, REQ001 in the document. Okay. Yeah, many will be there. I don't want to make it complex, Mrudula. Okay, you can do your R&D in ChatGPT or something. Okay, lot of doubts you can check in ChatGPT. Okay, let's not make it complex because let's focus on manual testing only. Let's not go into automation. Okay, many will be there. Many types of RTMs will be there. You see, every topic is like an ocean again. Okay, so my purpose is to make you guys understand the testing process and all. Beyond that, if you get many other things right, you can do your R&D. Okay, what type of RTMs are there, okay, what are there, when they will be used, okay, you can do your R&D and research, okay. Yes, so RTM will look something like this. So in the first phase of STLC, during the exit criteria of the first phase, like, to come out of the requirement analysis, you will be creating a testable requirements document, right? In that, every testable requirement will have a unique ID, like, requirement 1, requirement 2, like that. So for each and every requirement, have you created the test case or not? Okay. So when it will be created, when the RTM will be created, when requirement traceability matrix will be created during the test designing phase, during the test designing phase, when you create the scenarios and test cases, right? Okay. Before, before going to the next phase, here RTM can be created. Okay. RTM is created and is good kind of stuff. Okay. So why I'm saying is created and good means why testing team will create RTM here? Anyone can tell why testing team? They will map the requirements with the test cases. Why they have to map the requirements with the test cases? Can anyone say why we have to map the requirement IDs with the test case IDs here? Yes, to see for each and every requirement, test cases have been created by the testing team or not. Sometimes what happens is for some requirements, you forgot creating the test cases for some requirements. Yes or no? That may happen, yes or no? Yes. To check if there are any missing requirements for which test cases are not created. Okay. Before moving to the next phase of STLC, that is test execution phase. Before moving to the next phase of STLC, that is the test execution phase, we have to cross check, have we completely created the test case, or have we left out some requirements for which we have not created the test cases for? We have to identify that. Okay. For that reasons, we'll be creating the RTM, guys. Okay. So scenarios, test cases, RTM need to be created during the test designing phase. And then we'll go to the test execution phase. Execution phase integrator is scenarios and test cases are created and signed off. RTM is created and you have cross-checked properly that, the requirements are mapped for each and every requirement test cases are created and also the application is ready for testing. Test data is available. Many things will be there, guys. Okay. RTM, then, test data. Here I'm not writing everything, test data and test environments are ready. Okay, many things will be there. Okay, so I may not be able to list down everything, but these are the major ones I am listing. Once this all these things are then ready, then only you can perform testing, right? Actual testing. So during the test execution phase, what you will do? You will use the test cases document and run the test cases and in all the different environments using different sets of data, you'll perform testing on the application to see if each and every test case created is working fine or not. If it is working fine, we'll pass that. Okay. Yes, definitely. Yes, we can definitely justify that all the requirements are being mapped, covered or not. Okay. Fine. We can use it for many purposes. RTM is again a very big topic, guys. You can again use ChatGPT, to do your R&D. I cannot explain everything, guys, because, I'm already covering a lot. Okay. I cannot explain everything in detail. You see, R&D need to be done by you. Okay. A lot of things are there. You see, I'm trying to unlock the gates for you. Okay. You'll be entering into the testing code and you need to do your R&D there. Okay. Fine. Go to the next level and you can use ChatGPT nowadays. Once you understand concept, you don't have to depend on any person, guys. Go to ChatGPT and ask your questions here. You'll get all your answers. Okay, you'll get all your answers. Okay, if you have different type of questions, right, you can ask your questions in the ChatGPT. You'll get your answers. Sky is the limit for increasing your knowledge in software testing. There are several websites, there are software testing magazines, many things, different websites of software independent software testing companies are there. Go through each and everything and do your R&D on that. Okay, it's a never ending process. Okay, learning software testing is a never ending process, guys. You have to keep moving on. Okay, keep moving on. Lot of things will be there. Don't get stuck. You see, my way of teaching here is, I want to enable you guys to unlock the gates for software testing world. Okay, once you get into that, you don't have to depend on me also. I want to make you guys in such a way that you should not ask me each and every question. You have to go there and find out the answers by yourself. You can go to ChatGPT and ask the question. You will get the answer. If you didn't understand, come to me and okay, ask the question. That's the way I want. Okay, for small questions, before asking me any questions, guys, go to ChatGPT and ask the questions there. And if you understand, come back to me. If you don't understand, come back to me. If you understand, that's okay. Okay, you can do your R&D, guys. Okay, I told you how to create the mind maps and all, right? Use the mind mapping tool. Use a mind mapping tool, guys. Okay, keep the topic as software testing and whatever the each and every topic I covered, right? Try to do R&D on that. Okay, that is a very depth topic. This is okay. I cannot cover. I'll make my level best, but some things I cannot cover and some things I can cover. I'm trying my level best in covering. Fine. So you can still ask your question, that's okay. But if it is ChatGPT, I'll say ChatGPT, don't take it wrong, okay? Do your R&D on ChatGPT if I mention that, okay? Fine. So during this phase, what we'll do, we'll run the test cases, we'll do exploratory testing. During the testing process, while running the test cases, we'll mark the test case either pass, fail, blocked, not tested. If it is failed, we'll report the defects into the bug tracking tool. Okay, we have used Bagazura, right? Like that, okay? Different tools are there in the market. You can do your R&D on what are the different type of bug tracking tools that are in the market. Okay, you can learn about anything on the ChatGPT, guys, okay? Nowadays, ChatGPT is like anything, okay? Just learn it, okay? That's what, what is how to use AI in software testing. People will ask, right? This is how we have to use for learning purpose, for creating purpose, for generating the ideas. Okay. For everything, we can use ChatGPT, guys. Okay. So don't depend on any person, any institute or something. They're only going to guide you. Okay. Okay. If you have seen, I don't want to take that because different people are there here. Okay. That's okay. Take that example here. Fine. Okay. Anyhow, let's go here. Then exit criteria is what? As part of the testing, we should get the reports and results, defect reports, test case reports, results reports, and all those stuff. And this execution phase will go through a lot of cycles. And once application software, quality of the application software is improved like anything, and the application functionality is working stable, and everything is good, then test execution phase will be completed. And finally we'll go to the test closure phase, where all the test case reports and defect reports are ready, stating that the application software is now very stable, and major defects are not there. Then only will come into the disclosure phase, where stakeholders will be discussing on whether we can release the software into the market or not. Exit criteria is the test summary reports. Okay, there's something known as test summary reports or quality reports. Last phase is test closure phase, guys. In the test closure phase, the quality report or test summary reports will be created, and by looking at that report only, the client will decide whether to release the software into the market or not. Okay, how the quality report will be looking like and all, I'll be so how I can share that? Just give me a second. I'll show you how the quality report will be there. Just give me a second. Did I close everything? Yeah. I'll go here. You can see a documentation of the quality report, guys. At a high level, I'll show you the quality report here. Somewhere here, the quality report will be there. At a high level, I'll come to this again, but I want to show it at a high level. Don't take it, I'm not going to teach everything in depth in today's session, but at a high level, I want to share this document to you. Click here, quality report. Quality status, test environments, list of existing defects and all. Okay. You see what the testing team is doing? Not recommended this version for release. Who is creating this quality report? Testing team. Testing team will create this quality report where they will mention not recommended this version for release. Test environments cover in which environments we have performed testing, and we have came up with a judgment. Why we have come up with the judgment? Because we still see some major defects in the software which are not fixed by developers. How can you release the software into the market? So the negative, you see, negatively, we have given the feedback to the client that, the software cannot be released. Okay. As a lot of major defects are still there. Okay. They need to be first fixed by the developers. Then only we can release the software into the market. But once a lot of test cycles complete, and once the software testing teams sees that the application is properly developed now, and major defects are not there, then we can change the judgment here. Okay. The quality of the software is better than the previous versions, and we recommend you to release into the market, like that we'll mention. Okay. Depending on the situation, guys. Okay, with some minor defects, we cannot decide, right? Sometimes we cannot decide. Client will decide whether to release the software, but we have to inform the client the quality of the software is good, but there are few minor defects. If you feel that this minor defects you are not worried about, you can definitely release in the market. We have to be diplomatic here. Okay. Okay, if you don't give your judgment here and the client has released the software into the market, tomorrow some defects comes and the customers are angry. Okay, the customers using the application of the client is angry. Okay, the client will come to us and say that why didn't you inform me in before I release the software into the market? That is the situation. That is the importance of the quality report. Okay, this important phase of STLC, the last phase, test closure. Based on this quality report that you are giving, the project, the testing phase will close. Testing will close. Okay, because software will get released into the market as part of this. And many other sections will be there in the software testing planning document, guys. Suspension and resumption criteria that can be part of the next page actually, or let it be there. Okay, let it be there. That's okay. Suspension and resumption criteria, guys. Suspension and resumption means sometimes the client may suspend the project. Whenever the client doesn't want, doesn't have budget or some reasons, right? Client may suspend the project, and everything is in favor of the client. The client may want us to resume the project. Okay. So based on the client requirement, we have to remove the resources from the project and add the resource to the project. That means testing team will be assigned to the project and removed from the project. So this is the kind of thing we are stating. Okay. To tell the client that what is the suspension and resumption criteria. Then we have tools. What are the different type of tools we have used in the project? Bagasura bug tracking tool, mind mapping tool for generating the test ideas for creating the test cases. Okay. Here we have used snipping tool for taking the screenshots. We have used Word and Excel documents for, deriving the testable requirements and, creating the test scenarios, create test cases, and any other tools you have used like test management tools, you can mention here. Any tools that you have used, you're going to use as part of the project, it can be mentioned on the tools section of the test plan document. Risk and mitigations section will be there in this section, right? In this risk and mitigation section, there will be some situations where, uh, what if this happens? What is our mitigation plan? What if one of the resources leaves the company? Do we have a backup resource planning? Our company has to say that, right? All these things. Okay. What if the application URL is not working and your entire day you have wasted that time? So instead of that, if in case the application URL is not working on a particular day, instead of waiting till the next day, our testing team will work on other tasks like creating the test cases, reviewing the requirements, okay, updating the test cases, like that you can write here. Okay. What if less time for testing is there? Okay. We may increase the number of resources based on the client requirements dynamically, and we'll prioritize the test cases. And all this, risk. What are the risks in the project? How the testing team is going to solve that, we are going to mention in the risk and mitigation. Try to understand at a high level, guys. Okay, go through the test plan document. I cannot explain very depth. Few things, until you experience, you'll not, no matter how much I teach, you'll not understand. If you get any doubts, go to the chat gpt and find out all the details. What is the best test plan document? You type, compare the test plan document you got from the chat gpt with this test plan document, and see whatever is better, and try to increase your knowledge. Okay, every topic you can explore by yourself, guys. Okay. So what I teach when I go to corporate training is, don't depend on me solely. You can do your work, you can do your R&D. Okay, and no one is going to stop you, right? Nowadays, everyone is having a tool. Only the thing is that you have to ask the ChatGPT. That's it. That's how simple the things are now. Okay, for automation also same thing. For manual testing also same thing. Wherever you got stuck, wherever you don't understand anything, go to ChatGPT and ask it. You'll get the answers. Okay, and keep learning, guys. Keep learning. Go through a lot of software testing books and all those stuff, and go through software testing websites, magazines. It's a never-ending process, guys. Okay, so this knowledge what I'm giving is enough, guys. On top of that, you increase your knowledge of yours by getting all this, using all these resources like magazines, websites of the companies. Different blogs written by different testers, very good testers in the market, by following different good people in the market. Like that, you have to follow. Okay. Fine. Approvals. During this project, you need to approve our test plan document scenarios, RTM, test cases, reports, many other stuff. Okay, you can mention that. Okay. Testing team will only continue to the next steps only once these approvals are done. Otherwise, time will be wasted. You are just informing the client in advance. That's it, guys. This is the test plan document that I wanted to teach you as part of this. And also, at a high level, I covered the quality report. I'll come to the document again. So, hope, guys, you have understood the test plan document and where are we now? I completed this test plan document today, guys. Okay, test plan document today. That is session 12 here. I completed this test planning document. Scenarios is also completed. Test case also completed. All these things were completed. All these things were completed. Now the next session. Okay, tomorrow. Tomorrow at 8 p.m. again we'll connect, and at the 8 p.m. IST, right? I'll start with the UI checklist. Okay, tomorrow I'll take UI test checklist as a topic. Okay, UI checklist as a topic. Somewhere here I'm getting some ideas, guys. Jira is a test management tool, and just write it here. And other test management tools I'll write. Okay. So fine. Today we got a lot of doubts like CRS, SRS, PRS. Okay, BRS, SRS. Then what are the doubts we got? Test estimates. Do this R&D, guys. Okay, why I'm writing here? I want you guys to do R&Ds on these different topics, and okay, so test estimates in which phase of STLC, right? In which phase of STLC we do this estimates, and what are the doubts, remaining doubts we got? API testing is next, Atul. Okay. Maybe what I'm thinking here is since it's taking too much of time, right? We are getting delayed, right? So 26th and 27th, I'll be taking the API testing and I'll try to continue the manual testing sessions on a weekday basis for now. Okay, 23, 24, 25 manual testing sessions will be there. If manual testing is not completed by 25, right? 28, 29, 30 also will continue. Okay. And on weekends, I'll go with the API testing. On the weekdays, after manual testing is done, I'll start the automation testing also. Okay. So going ahead, we are going to have both the sessions on weekdays and weekends, guys. Okay. Be ready for that. Is that fine? Going ahead on weekdays and weekend sessions are going to be there because everyone is looking for level one to be completed. So I'll try to cover the level one on the weekdays itself. There's a plan. Okay. So be ready for that. Some people complained, last week to me and came to me also said that the sessions are getting delayed and all. Okay, to overcome that problems in the coming days, right? What I'm trying to change the plan a bit here that I'll be taking the sessions, level one sessions on weekdays and level two sessions on the weekends going ahead. Okay, not now. API testing with Postman will be covered first. After Selenium automation is completed, we'll go to the rest assured. Okay. For Selenium automation need to be completed. Nothing. Say rest assured framework is nothing after Selenium automation. Okay, Vishwa? If you understand Selenium automation in depth, right? API testing using rest assured framework is nothing. It's very simple. Okay. How simple? I'm going to show you later. Okay. Don't worry about that. I'm going to teach you everything. You see, only thing that is opening the door is automation part is Selenium Java automation, guys. Once you are done with that, remaining all topics will be falling like flies. Everything Swagger is just a documentation. There's nothing in Swagger. Okay. Swagger is just a documentation or API documentation. It's a tool used for API documentation. Nothing. There's nothing you have to learn with for Swagger. Okay. So we'll be focusing more on rest assured. Yeah. Anything is there, you just let me know during the API testing series and all. You just let me know. I'll be covering that. Okay. Don't worry. Then I want test management tools. Management tools. Any other things, guys? That we need to do the R&D of. What do you think? Doubts, R&D topics, R&D topics. Okay. Do these R&Ds, guys. Okay. I want you guys to do the R&Ds on this. Okay. You don't have to depend on me. You guys have to do the R&Ds. I don't know. I'll not cover that. I cannot promise that Vishwa, but I'll start Postman API testing to get started with API testing. Maybe in additional topics at the end, once we, as a full stack thing, right? If you want me to cover at the end, we'll cover. Okay. Not during the sessions. Okay. Regular sessions, I'll not cover. UI UX testing tomorrow only, right? Tomorrow I'll start, Atul. Okay. Tomorrow UI testing I'll show you. Research and development. Research. Research. Understanding by yourself. Okay. That is R&D means understanding the things by yourself and no one is helping you. Okay. You're only researching the topic and going in increasing your understanding levels. That is called as research. Got it? Got it, Mohanty? Clear? Mohanty, is that clear? What is R&D means? Do your research. It's like homework or research for now. Okay. That's what I mean. Otherwise, I'll make it research topic. Why do, make it big deal? Research topic. So you have to research by yourself. That's what I mean to say. Test management tools, CRS, BRS, SRS, test estimates. Okay. Test management tools. Do this R&D, guys. Do this R&D. And for now, we got this R&D topics. I'll also put that as assignment 3 for you. Assignment 3. Okay. I'll give you one more assignment. There is a website known as TryQA. Okay. Okay. I want you guys to go to the TryQA website and complete all these topics. Okay. Is that good? You need to explore the entire TryQA website. Since you now understood what is software testing and all, I cannot teach everything for you. Now it's your turn, guys. Okay. Okay. Explore the entire website and understand every topic in it. Topic in it on software testing. Software testing. Okay. Assignment 4, explore the entire website and understand every topic in it on software testing. Got it, guys? Okay. Go through this and explore. Okay. lot of details will come, lot of things will come that I have not covered because I cannot cover everything. You see, this itself will take 1 year for you if you have to cover. Okay. I cannot cover that, right? So you have to explore by yourself. Whatever I'm teaching is the important critical area, the real time stuff that we do in the projects and all I'm covering. But if you talk about knowledge things and all, right, I cannot cover everything for you. Okay. You have to be your own director. Okay. I can only explain only this, whatever that is important and all. I cannot explain everything because there is an ongoing process, guys. You have to read a lot of books. Okay. You have to apply for certification, ISTQB, foundation level certification you can go through. Okay. And many things are there, guys, in the market. I cannot explain everything for you. Okay. That's a thing that I can tell you. Okay. Fine. Next. What next? What next, guys? Yeah. That's all for today, guys. That's all for today. Yes. Yes. And next thing here is okay. Next thing is tomorrow we'll start UI UX testing. Okay, I'm going to take you the sessions of the UI UX testing. So after that we'll decide what we can do. Let the sessions continue, guys. Let the sessions continue. After this manual testing sessions on the weekdays completes, right? We'll go for the automation. Okay. As you guys are showing some interest, right? I'll also do some research along with you. Not a worry. Now you understood already. You got an idea of what is software testing, manual testing. On weekend, I'll take the API testing using Postman. I'll not dig deep. API testing using Postman at a high level only. Okay. Let's not go deep in the beginning stages. Let's complete the level one first. Maybe later point of time we'll do the R&Ds, research and all those stuff. Okay. A lot of things we can do later, guys. Okay. Fine. Anything else, guys? Anything else? Any questions? Let me know if you have any questions from today's session. I gave you the assignments already. Just work on these assignments, guys. A lot of assignments I keep giving you from the beginning of the training thing. Okay, go through these assignments, complete them, guys. Okay, complete these assignments to be a better tester. Anyone have any questions? If you don't have any questions, just type no in the chat box. If you have any questions, you can ask me. Okay, great. Fine. It's done. Okay then. Only Postman. We'll cover only Postman. SOAP UI we have to postpone. Okay. SOAP UI I cannot teach you. I'll only cover API testing using Postman. Okay. SOAP UI is a different thing. Maybe we can postpone it for the later parts. Okay. At the ending, you see in level one I cannot complete Postman. Yeah, JMeter also in level one I will not complete. Level two only I'll complete JMeter. Okay. Many things are there in the market, guys. Okay. Many things are there in the market. I cannot cover everything. But as part of the course curriculum and all, we'll keep continuing our course and we'll try to learn a lot during the courses and all. Yeah, for now, just ignore, okay? It's just a matter of, understanding and, everyone can learn anything, guys. I'll make you guys change your mindset in such a way that you don't have to depend on me for everything, okay? You can also learn. No one is going to stop you. How to open the doors for every tool is something that you can also do. For every small thing, there are a lot of tools in the market. For performance testing, we have. For security testing, we have. I'll give you the concepts and all later. In level two, I'll complete. After completing performance, security, and all that, we'll worry about the tools. Okay. Till then, don't worry about the tools, guys. Okay. We'll be covering a lot. JMeter, I'll be covering and all those stuff. But they are just JMeter is just a tool. Okay. Load runner, JMeter, many tools are there. You can also use JMeter for API testing also. Many things are there, but the one main tool that I'm going to use for API testing is Postman tool only. Okay. Later, when all people are, comfortable and all, I may take some, sessions on different tools based on the situations and all. Okay. Just be okay with that. Is it okay, Atul? Okay then. That's all for today, guys. Let's meet tomorrow at same time, 8 p.m. IST. Bye everyone. See you. Take care.